countries and all the people of these countries want to come to America. Why would they want to do that? It's not like these countries are crap holes, but the liberal media is freaking out over an alleged comment from Donald Trump. Here's Paul Joseph Watson breaking it down.
Donald Trump said countries like Haiti were holes. What a racist. I mean, everyone knows Haiti is paradise on earth. But wait, it gets worse. He's also telling Americans not to visit Haiti because they might get kidnapped or murdered. What a racist. Oh no, it was Obama's State Department that said that. I guess they're racist too.
The President of the United States is racist.
I agree, it's bigoted and racist to say that some countries are holes. I mean, if that were true, everyone living in those countries would be trying to get to the West. And we all know that's not happening. Hey lefties, here's a question. Where would you rather go on holiday? Where would you rather live? Norway or Haiti?
Joan Walsh over on CNN, an analyst over there, was asked just a minute ago, would you rather live in Haiti or Norway? And she said with a straight face, I can't say.
Would you rather live in Norway or Haiti?
I didn't actually interrupt you. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been to either place. Why are you interrupting me? Why are you interrupting me?
You can't answer that question.
It's not Haiti, is it? Why? Because Haiti's a shithole. Why is Haiti a shithole? Corruption, poverty, and crime. It's got nothing to do with race. Look at the Dominican Republic. Same island, same natural resources, same brown people, as the left disparagingly calls them, doing way better than Haiti. Why? Because it's less corrupt, wealthier, and has a far lower crime rate. It's a nice place to visit. Westerners go on holiday there. Nothing to do with race. Here's a question. Why are the only wealthy white liberals to visit Haiti? The Clintons. Oh, I forgot. They didn't go on vacation. They just went to loot the country. And that reminds me. Don Lemon and Anderson Cooper were on the verge of tears because they care so much about the Haitian people. And that's why they were both so eager during the election to report on actual Haitians protesting against the Clintons for looting Haiti. Oh no, that's right. They both said all about it, didn't they?
Your big issues is how the Clinton Foundation
basically stole the money. It never got to the masses. The Clintons have been doing evil deeds in Haiti for years.
But don't worry, because Chelsea Clinton's here to lecture us about how much she loves the Haitian people. After all, they paid for her wedding. Strange how the Haitian people don't seem to feel the same way about the Clintons. Takes an hole to know a hole. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Gary's next BBC hosting gig. Holidays in Paradise, Haiti, where you're only a bit likely to get kidnapped and murdered, because it's not a hole. Haiti, 219 murders per 100,000 residents per year. Norway, 0.56 murders per 100,000 residents per year. Haiti GDP per capita, $739. Norway GDP per capita, $70,000. Gee, I wonder which immigrants from those two countries would be easier to integrate. How about El Salvador? Option A, El Salvador isn't a hole, so they don't need 17 years of temporary protected status, and migrants from there should be sent home immediately. Option B, El Salvador is in fact hole. El Salvador has a homicide rate more than triple that of Mexico, for God's sake. They celebrated when they went a day without a murder for the first time in 2 years because it was so rare. Why do you think everyone is trying to leave? Because it's a hole.
These countries are crummy places, okay? They're holes or whatever. Use profanity. But the people who left those countries, some of them rode trains all the way through Mexico or hid in a wheel well of a plane to leave, they would agree with that. So why the outrage? Is it you have to lie and pretend, as Joan Walsh does, that, I don't know, I'd live in Norway or Haiti? Like, we've gotten to a place where nobody can be honest about anything.
I guess it's only okay for people to refer to geographic locations as holes when they're talking about the places where deplorable redneck Trump supporters live. Fact is, some places are holes. I've lived in holes in my own country.
So the full Paul Joseph Watson video can be found on the Alex Jones YouTube channel. Speaking of socialist crap holes, 4 killed in Venezuela food looting violence. So that's what socialism does to you. You have to get killed over food. But the sad story here is that these liberals really don't understand how great America is. They really don't understand how great we have it here. They really don't understand why it's a privilege to live here. And because of their faux intellect, they compare countries like Haiti to America. It's pathetic.
Oh, man. They don't want you to know this here. She don't want you to know this.
The Arcaders.
Say the name. Let's go. Hillary, Hillary, Hillary. Yeah. You thought that we never know. The people finding out
the real secrets that you've been keeping on the low. Danny Williams, Danny Williams. Let's talk about Danny Williams, Danny Williams, Danny Williams. Yeah, let's talk about Danny Williams. Yeah, Hillary say that she for the people, worth 111 million. But Bill Clinton had a son with a black woman. His name was Danny Williams. I bet she denied it. She living a lie, she living high. While Danny, he just getting by. Struggle to survive. Tell me why you lie on it. Only speaking the truth when it benefit. You don't claim it cause he illegitimate. You say Black Lives Matter, we don't believe you, Hillary. Not even a little bit. That's facts, really, that's facts. He was born in the 80s, way back, out in Arkansas. Why you not involved? Why you made no contact? You a hypocrite. We already know. Had to keep a secret just to get a vote. This is your family, not politics. All that Danny wants is the acknowledgement. Hillary, Hillary, I can't see you running the country that I'm in. Oh my God, why you always lying? Hillary, Hillary, Hillary. You thought that we never know. The people finding out the real secrets that you've been keeping on the low. Danny Williams, Danny Williams. Let's talk about Danny Williams. Danny Williams, Danny Williams. Let's talk about Danny Williams. How foolish can you be? You are not fooling me. You will have to come correct, or you're gonna make the people upset. How can you neglect? That was kinda mean. Trying to be Miss Future President. Yeah, falsify, you do nothing but trying to save face for the cover up. Got a lot of nerve, what you done. Then you wanna talk about Donald Trump. Handling your business, you just a mess, huh? Need to show attention to your stepson. Where you at? Why you living lavish in a mansion? Danny trying to feed your grandson. The son that your husband abandoned. Gotta think about it. That was real messed up. Trust, you can ask anybody. He ain't looking for a pity party. He just wish you ain't forget about it. So if you think she's a joke, I need all y'all to raise your hand to the ceiling. But if she wanna make this right, then she better scream out the name Danny Williams. Hillary, Hillary, Hillary. You thought that we never know. The people finding out the real secrets that you've been keeping on the low. Danny Williams, Danny Williams. Let's talk about Danny Williams, Danny Williams, Danny Williams. Let's talk about Danny Williams. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. She ain't want you to know that. Look him up, man. Danny Williams. Bill, you a fool for this one. Yeah. Danny Williams.
If she's saying Black Lives Matter, why I don't matter to her?
This is your War Room's host, Roger Stone. And we brought you that video only because hours ago, Hillary Clinton put up a tweet accusing Donald Trump of being a racist. Really, Hillary? Denying your husband's real African-American son, that's racist. The 1994 crime bill, which imposed harsher penalties on black people who use drugs than white people who use the same drugs, that's racist. You're ripping off literally billions of dollars in Haitian earthquake money, that's racist. No, Hillary, you are the racist. I'm Roger Stone with my co-host, Owen Schroyer, and you're on The War Room.
Yeah, Roger, I was shocked today, not only Hillary Clinton, but Chelsea Clinton, both virtue signaling out how they are the moral superiors. They would never do anything racist. How dare President Trump, how dare he insult Haiti? Meanwhile, we haven't forgotten that Chelsea Clinton's wedding was paid for by Haitian donations as charitable donations. They just looted that money. And you've got all the Haitian people wondering where those hundreds of millions of dollars in donations for earthquake relief went. Well, they went right into the Clinton coffers. But Hillary, I think they did build one hospital in the middle of nowhere. Nobody's really sure what happens there. Maybe we could ask Laura Silsby about that. But I thought that intro was great, Roger. Thank you for bringing that on the air. Yeah. Why don't you ever talk about Danny Williams, Hillary Clinton? Why don't you ever talk about your stepbrother, Danny Williams, Chelsea Clinton? Oh, wait, maybe they're actually not related as your Webb Hubbell's daughter. But it's really crazy, Roger. I mean, this is, I just don't think people are buying it. People know who the Clintons are, and this is just going to make them even less attractive and more toxic to the average American, to me.
Well, in politics, what we're experiencing right now is called the okie doke. It's the bait and switch. We have a roaring stock market, record levels, the lowest levels ever of unemployment, African American unemployment at an all-time low since they began keeping those statistics, a boom in the house market, the North and South Koreans now in negotiation thanks to Donald Trump, ISIS on the run, a solid conservative on the U.S. Supreme Court, a record number of new jobs created. So what do we need to do? Let's change the subject. So according to Senator Dick Durbin, the president used a vulgar term to refer to the nation of Haiti. Wait a minute, Dick Durbin, the machine hack politician from Chicago? Why is it that no Republican member of the Senate who were in the exact same meeting has any memory whatsoever of the president making the remarks attributed to him? It's called the classic bait and switch, Owen. Let's change the subject. We don't want to talk about the fact that the president is bringing America back from the brink. The president is delivering in spades, making America great. So what do they always revert to? The Russian collusion delusion has collapsed. The president's crazy narrative is collapsing. So what do they revert to? Playing the race card. It's pathetic, and it would be funny if the stakes were not so high.
And it is a cyclical thing, it seems to be, with that. Okay, let's go with Trump's a Russian agent. Oh, that failed. All right. Let's go with Trump is mentally unstable. All right, that failed. Let's go to Trump's a racist. Oh, okay, that failed. Let's go back to Trump's a Russian. It's still failing. All right, let's go back to Trump's mentally unstable. Oh my gosh, half of our party's mentally delusional like Nancy Pelosi. So it's like this cyclical thing that they keep doing, Roger. And it looks like maybe they're going to implode on themselves eventually. It's just incredible to me, as you said, that they want to ignore all the real news and then get triggered by President Trump allegedly calling Haiti a crap hole. Whether he said that or not, I think is up for debate. But how about the crap holes that the Democrats have created in inner cities of America? I mean, you want to talk about crap holes? Look at the violence in Chicago under Rahm Emanuel. Look at what's going on in Baltimore right now under Democrat leadership. Look what the Democrats have done to the state of California with cities like San Francisco, where they literally put out poop maps to cover all the homeless people and where they poop on the streets. I mean, you want to talk about hellholes, you want to talk about crap holes, that's the Democrats. The Democrats create the hellholes. The Democrats create the crap holes, Roger.
Well, and let's be very clear about exactly what happened in the wake of the Haitian earthquake. Bill Clinton got himself appointed the UN ambassador to Haiti to control the cleanup of the earthquake and to control all of the earthquake money. And then we had a situation in which Hillary controlled all of the US State Department aid-related money. They put out massive no-bid contracts for housing and the construction of roads and schools and hospitals. And Owen, literally nothing whatsoever was built. Nothing at all. In fact, what they did do was to take the small amount of earthquake money that was spent and use it on the one part of the island where there was no hurricane today. Now, as you know, it's Academy Award time, and both the Hollywood Reporter and Variety shortlisted Get Me Roger Stone on their list of documentaries. But now I understand the film is under serious consideration for both an Emmy for Best Political Documentary, a Peabody, and next Tuesday is in the running for a American Association of Television Producers Award for Best Documentary. So I think the congratulations need to go to you and your hippie left-wing beatnik co-producers of this epic video.
Well, I appreciate the congratulations, but I will take none of it. I mean, it is one of the most compelling political documentaries of all time. And I would say the people I've shown it to that don't even care about politics, my mother, for instance, she has only a passing interest in politics. She found it incredibly compelling the congratulations goes to you because you're such a compelling character. And I think that's what, whether you're, on the left like Dan Rather or on the right like Alex Jones or somewhere in between like many Americans are, it's incredible. It's an incredible comeback story. It's an incredible story of the human condition. So wherever you fall on the spectrum, and I would say that I'm probably the lone Trump supporter among the folks that produced this film. It is a movie that you need to see if you want to understand Roger Stone, if you want to understand Donald Trump, if you want to understand his ascent to the presidency, if you want to understand Paul Manafort and where he falls into the Russia thing. I think this film is actually the lone interview that your former partner Paul Manafort did after leaving the Trump campaign. So not only is the president interviewed exclusively in it, not only are you interviewed extensively, but Paul Manafort and a lot of other folks that are in the news because of this Mueller investigation, they're all in it. So I think the Oscars are clearly diving headfirst into the Me Too movement. Won't surprise me a lick if Wonder Woman wins Best Picture because of the PC area which we're living in. But if you're interested in actually a compelling documentary, and if you want to understand the ascendance of Donald Trump to the presidency, you must see Get Me Roger Stone.
Well, and Frank, I would be remiss if I did not mention your co-producers who did a phenomenal job here. Dylan Bank, Dan D'Artagnan DeMoro, and Morgan Pemey. It is an extraordinary accomplishment. And I really want to extend my best wishes and hopes for you to win an Emmy, to win a Peabody, so you boys can cash in as I have. This is a compelling documentary. And as you point out, this is the last known video interview done by Paul Manafort. And this is a typical Roger Stone party. If you're indicted, you're invited.
Yeah, that's for sure. If you're interested in history, if you're interested in people, if you want to know about the American condition, it doesn't matter where you fall on the spectrum. This is a documentary that you'll find both entertaining and informative. I am yet to show it to a person that tells me they're disappointed by it. It's a wonderful story, and namely, the title subject, Roger Stone, is one of the most fascinating subjects in all of American history. And I don't think there's ever been a portrait of Roger Stone like there is in this film. Warts and all. If you hated Roger Stone before this film, all of a sudden you're not going to become a convert. If you loved Roger Stone, you're still going to love him. If you didn't have an opinion of Roger Stone before seeing Get Me Roger Stone, you'll learn a little more, and maybe it'll help inform your own view of the fascinating psychological, political, and historical figure that is Roger Stone.
All right, Frank Morano, you are a radio personality in New York in your own right. Tell folks where they can hear your terrific program.
Well, I appreciate that very much, Roger. I can be heard every Sunday morning on AM 970 The Answer. People can listen all over the world on AM970theanswer.com. And weekday morning, I am a part of the Joe Piscopo show, where we talk a lot about the issues that are to the deplorables and the folks that are forgotten by ABC News, MSNBC, and CNN. So I definitely appreciate your friendship, and I appreciate your willingness to be a part of this film. I hope everyone in the InfoWars audience goes out and sees it.
There he is, folks. Frank Deep Dish Morano, not only a personality on radio in the New York market, often riding shotgun with the great Joe Piscopo, but one of the co-producers of this terrific film, Get Me Roger Stone. Thanks for joining us, Frank Morano. You're at the War Room. We are in the saddle with Owen Schroyer, and we're going to be breaking down Trump derangement syndrome that seems to have hit CNN with a vengeance. We'll be right back.
Roger Stone is with me on the War Room here. It is a Friday, and we've got some news to cover here. In fact, we have been talking about the blatant double standard from the political left. Well, it's really on every issue, honestly. Every issue, the political left in America has a double standard, but specifically with this crap hole country narrative that they're developing, we've got a graph here that shows what the Clintons actually did to Haiti. So maybe President Trump called Haiti a crap hole, maybe he didn't, but is Haiti a crap hole? Well, unfortunately for the people of Haiti, yes. I mean, you can look at the images. It's just been completely destroyed, trash in the water everywhere, crime rate really high. money, poverty is a serious problem. So here is a graph. You've got I'm trying to understand this, $9 billion of total funding, and you had less than 1% go to Haitian organizations, less than 10% went to the Haitian government. So combined, Haiti got about 10% of the $9 billion raised for Haiti. The other 90% went to non-Haitian organizations, which includes the Clinton Foundation. Roger Stone, does it get worse than this for the left to be criticizing Trump over his comments, whether they were real or not, they were accurate, when the Clintons pillaged the nation of Haiti it was the Clintons that made it a crap hole?
Well, I spoke to one of my friends this morning who is of Haitian descent, and when I asked her what she thought of the president's alleged comment, she said, "Have you been to Haiti recently?" You see, this is one of the greatest ripoffs of all time, and Bill Clinton emerged as the king of the no-bid contract. Unfortunately, those who bid on building homes in Haiti in the wake of the earthquake, they'd never built homes before. Those who were contracted to build roads, well, they'd never built roads before. Those contracted to build hospitals, well, sadly, they'd never constructed hospitals before. This was one of the greatest financial ripoffs in American political history. If Jeff Sessions was not comatose, if he were actually awake, he and his Justice Department would be all over this like a cheap suit. But unfortunately, we have a somnambulant attorney general who tells the U.S. Senate he's looked at Hillary and he can't find any crimes to investigate. This guy has the visual acuity of Stevie Wonder.
And it really makes you wonder why Jeff Sessions is choosing to ignore all this. Is he really asleep at the wheel? What is the deal with that? Meanwhile, Roger, you've got President Trump basically saying that Peter Strzok was guilty of treason for his quote-unquote insurance plan in case Trump won. Of course, we know the story there. It leads to the Russian dossier that leads to spying on President Trump, and the story goes on and on and on from there. But Roger, I'd like to get your thoughts on something here. I haven't heard your opinion on this. I've shared mine. People are talking about now Robert Mueller wanting to interview President Trump. President Trump has said he'd be willing for that interview. Trump's lawyers have said do not do that interview. It's now becoming a talking point. Trump to be interviewed by Mueller. My opinion on this, Roger, is Trump should not go anywhere near Robert Mueller. He should not do an interview. He should not speak to Robert Mueller. Robert Mueller has been spying on him. He has all the information to try to entrap Donald Trump in that interview. My advice is the same as Trump's lawyers. Do not speak to Robert Mueller, period. Roger?
No, Owen, I think this proves precisely the point I've been making for some weeks. Robert Mueller is intent on bringing some trumped up, phony process indictment against the president, obstruction or perjury. The only reason that Mr. Mueller would like to meet with the president is to attempt to entrap him based on his experience and his confrontation with Mr. Comey. I agree with you. I would, fire Rod Rosenstein. Fire him now. B, pardon me. I would order Jeff Sessions to appoint a special prosecutor in the matter of Uranium One. C, the special prosecutor needs to inform Mr. Mueller, Mr. Comey, Mr. McCabe, and Mr. Rosenstein that they are under federal investigation. I would recommend FBI agents barging into their homes at 5 a.m. to seize all of their records. I would seize Mr. Mueller's computer and I would begin their prosecution. In Uranium One, we have a definable, multi-million-dollar treasonable crime. The president of the United States should tell Mr. Mueller, get bent.
Yeah, and now he's saying that because Peter Strzok is talking about an insurance policy against the American people electing Donald Trump. He's now saying that that looks like treason. I mean, I don't see how it's cut any other way, Roger. This is a group of people. We know them by name: Bruce Orr, Nellie Orr, Christopher Steele, Glenn Simpson at Fusion GPS, the Obama Department of Justice. We know the list, the James Comey. So we know what they did, and we know how they fabricated this document in order to spy on President Trump, which they then did. And they knew the entire thing was bogus to begin with because it was Peter Strzok's insurance policy. So there's another looming case of treason to me. And I think President Trump is signaling to the American people that you better look out. Whoever published that Russian dossier is guilty of libel, and he's coming after him.
The problem here is that we on the right and Republicans have never been good at bastardizing the process to weaponize the Justice Department. If you analyze what really happened in Watergate, based on the fact that we now know that Judge Sirica was in illegal third-party ex-partide conversations with the Watergate prosecutors, and we know that the appeal of the Watergate burglars was cooked in advance by the three-judge panel, you had the corruption of the judiciary for political purposes. We Republicans respect the judiciary too much to do that. In this case, if someone would just tap Jeff Sessions on the shoulder, wake him up from his 1950s style slumber, if he could take 5 minutes off from trying to lock up people for utilizing and accessing state legalized medicinal marijuana and spend 5 minutes on the rank corruption of the FBI and the Justice Department under both President Obama and today, we might have wholesale prosecutions. Rosenstein should be indicted, tried, convicted, and jailed. Comey should be indicted, tried, convicted, and jailed. Mueller should be indicted, tried, convicted, and jailed. McCabe should be indicted, tried, convicted, and jailed, and so on. The crimes are clear and definable. All we need is an attorney general committed to the rule of law. That, sadly, we do not seem to have.
Or, I mean, honestly, it doesn't even seem like we have an attorney general, period. I mean, where is Jeff Sessions? He's nowhere. He's nowhere on anything. You never see the guy. You never hear from the guy. You have no idea what he's doing unless he's trying to find some way to jail you for smoking pot. I mean, my goodness, where is Jeff Sessions? I'd like to even have an attorney general, Roger. How about we actually have an attorney general? Because I haven't seen one.
Well, and to be very clear, the president has the grounds for the firing of Rosenstein. The Department of Justice regulations do not allow even for the appearances of a conflict of interest. The fact that Mueller gave Rosenstein his first job as a prosecutor is that conflict. Fired Rosenstein, canned, out the door, terminated. I don't know what could be clearer.
Well, I think the only thing clearer is that you've got a group of people, Clinton cohorts, that are guilty of treason. That's the only thing more clear. Another segment with Roger Stone in the War Room on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. You're on the War Room with Owen Schroyer, Roger Stone, and this is Pee Wee Stone. Starting Monday, he will be co-hosting the War Room with Owen and I. Now, actually, he's very, very upset, Owen, because Facebook has censored his account. They say that some of his postings have been insensitive. Actually, Facebook is dropping the hammer. If you read between the lines of this incredible posting by the leadership at Facebook, essentially what they're telling is from now on, they're not going to let you see news. They're going to let you see what they think you'd be interested in. This is the beginning of the end. In fact, some of the Facebook feeds with literally millions of pro-liberty, pro-Trump followers have been deleted in recent days. This is the beginning of a war of censorship that will not end until Mark Zuckerberg's derriere is in a chair, in the witness box, in a courtroom, testifying about what he is up to. It's coming, Mark, because no person, even someone of your wealth, is above the law. And if you want to be the town square, then you have to have equal access. We will expose your manipulation of algorithms. And as I said on the Alex Jones show earlier today, Owen, we won't just fight this in the courts. We will fight it in the streets through nonviolent protests. A human chain. We will surround the Facebook headquarters, holding hands. You're going to have to cross the line in front of the television cameras to show that you are the voices of censorship.
Well, and as we just saw that story, guys, if you could pull that back up, actually, Facebook's stocks are tanking. Go to the Facebook stocks are tanking. I'm going to make a big announcement in the third hour here today, Roger, but this is the key to me. I actually wonder how much real wealth Mark Zuckerberg actually has. I actually wonder how much liquid wealth Zuckerberg actually has. But regardless, I feel like this is the key, Roger. Whether or not we can legally break these people up with antitrust suits or for being false advertising or whatever have you, if we can force their stocks down by getting off their platforms, I think that's the key here, because to me, that's Mark Zuckerberg's wealth, is his stock. I mean, what real wealth does he have? I mean, sure, he sells some advertising and he has some people to basically pay for play there, but I mean, what real wealth does Zuckerberg really have? I mean, I don't know. So I think that's the answer. Drive their stock down and then force them to change their agenda or die, essentially.
Well, the value of their shares is down almost 4% today.
And this is while the market is peaking, too.
And here's the thing they need to understand. Mark, there are our people inside of Facebook telling us everything. And we know you're crapping your britches about sitting in the witness chair, which is why you need to reserve a couple weeks for your coming testimony, pal. It's all going to come out. Your entire plan of arbitrary censorship and manipulation of the market. At the end of the day, the true answer, sadly, may be to regulate Facebook like a utility. You know, you can't deny somebody a telephone, but the telephone company is a private company. Nobody should be denied access, not the most virulent leftist or those on the far right. Everyone should have a voice.
And it's just amazing as Twitter gets fully exposed by Project Veritas. You know, these people claim they're bastions of free speech. You have the Washington Post put out a story last week. Social justice warriors are the true champions of free speech. And it's like, no, they've been caught red-handed at their social media companies censoring political views that are opposed to theirs. We go out on the street, we'll ask 100 people at a anti-Trump protest, what are you out here doing? Not one of them can even form a sentence. So, I mean, to me, Roger, even people that may identify as liberal are seeing what's going on. I mean, it shouldn't be, see, that's the thing to me, Roger. It shouldn't be a liberal conservative issue. This shouldn't be a partisan issue here where conservatives are all outraged because they get censored on Twitter and Facebook. The liberals should be just as outraged. This is anti-free speech. You're supposed to be for free speech. Why no outrage from the left over the censorship on Twitter and Facebook?
You know, in all honesty, Owen, I think it's a misnomer. I have no quarrel whatsoever with honest, true-believing liberals. We may have a different philosophy, but the liberals that I know, the liberals I am friends with, and I have many, they revere free speech. They oppose censorship. This is about the tech left. It's about money and power. They're still smarting over the fact that the invention of social media allowed for the rise of a vibrant and robust alternative media, and that in turn allowed for the election of Donald Trump. That's not what they had in mind. So now they seek, particularly the Twatsies, and by the way, that's our new hashtag. Stop the hashtag Twatsies. That's the Twitter Nazis. I give credit to my colleague Tyler Nixon for that particular hashtag. And I urge you, listening to the War Room, those who are info warriors, begin using it in your tweets. Stop the Twatsies. That's what we're going to do.
Well, and I'm going to make a big announcement in the top of the third hour about that. And let's just say we've got something coming that goes right along with what Roger's talking about right now. It's amazing. And again, I really, sometimes, Roger, I hate to do this where we get so polarized too, liberal, conservative. It's just, we have to report it. You know, I just have to report it as it is. Why is it that the very liberals, again, that they claim are for free speech, they revere free speech, and again, I'm the same way as you. I have liberal friends that are calling this out, but we're talking about the liberal media. We're talking about the tech left. It's amazing how they just blatantly, and then, yeah, the Washington Post, social justice warriors are true defenders of free speech and open debate. No, they're not, Roger. We've got them on tape via Project Veritas, at YouTube, at Google, the lawsuit against Google. Twitter shuts you down. Twitter admits they're shadow banning. Tell me how these people in any way, shape, or form are true defenders of free speech.
No, and absolutely. James O'Keefe is my hero of the week. And the video we showed yesterday on the War Room is without any question chilling. Because those very same people that you saw on the video are the people that my lawyers and the lawyers of my colleague Milo, who will be joining me in a series of legal actions, will be questioning under oath. They try to say today, oh, those are low-level employees with no authority. That's fine. Jack Dorsey, your tail's going to be in the chair. We're going to be grilling you under oath. You'll have your chance to perjure yourself. This is a fight that cannot be postponed. But as I said previously, it has to be on multiple fronts. A boycott, in the streets through civil disobedience and peaceful protest, in the courts. No, the toothpaste will never be shoved back in the tube. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. Unless you know, they make some statements, some public statements, or in fact, you just own Twitter. I'm not really sure how this is going to go any other way for these people, because I agree, you cannot put it back in the bag. We already knew or suspected what they were doing over there at Facebook and Twitter, but now we hear it right from their own mouth, and we're only going to hear more. So it's really just incredible. And here's the thing, Roger, we know they're trying to censor us. We don't even talk about it on air. Honestly, we could do segments talking about how they'll censor us. They won't let people share our links. They'll demonetize us and all this stuff. I mean, they do it all the time. But luckily for us, we have probably the best audience of any media. I mean, honestly, our audience is probably the most active and the most supportive than any other show, than any other audience. That's the INFOWARS audience. And you guys support us at InfoWarsStore.com. We've got specials going right now. 50% off the new Alpha Power. That is the real deal, folks. 50% off the Real Red Pill. 50% off Secret 12. 50% off Survival Shield. 50% off Super Male Vitality. So, Roger, it's really just a blessing for us to be able to operate independently because our audience is so supportive of our products.
You're absolutely right. In conclusion here, Owen, let me say two things. One, I'm going to join WBAL's Jimmy Mathis at 11:30 Eastern Time tomorrow for the Stone Zone. And Pee Wee Stone wants to extend his grave thanks to everyone at InfoWars for his InfoWars debut. And lastly, folks, please go to the InfoWars store. We are the tip of the spear. We are in the vanguard of the fight for freedom, and we need your help and support.
There goes Roger Stone. He's always with me here on the War Room. You never want to miss his coverage. His lawsuit against Twitter is ongoing, and it will be huge. On the other side of this break, I am set to make a big announcement. You don't want to miss it.